In Windchill PDMLink, you can create global attributes that you can use with multiple different object types. Let's take a look at how to do that. Here I am on the object information page for a WT part. You can see in the type attributes table, we have one attribute. This is a local attribute that I created in another video. To create a global attribute, well, I'm going to go to Windchill in another tab. Then you can go to the Browse button. And I'm going to do this from the Site Utilities. Beware, you can also do it from the Org Utilities. But let's click on Site and then go to Utilities. And then down in the list underneath Business Administration, you will find the Type and Attribute Management Utility. I will click on it. And again, you get a splash page where it shows you the different parts of the interface. Here we have a list of the various different types. But before we create our attribute for the type, if it's going to be global, we're going to use the Manage Reusable Attributes area. And here we have for root, you can see that there are a bunch of different ones inside of here. And you can choose a group that you want to associate it with. And just taking a look in here, let's just select the root area. And for this one, let me go into the parts list. Here you can see that we have quantity listed in here. I'll click on parts list. And here we are underneath the attribute organizer. If I go to the actions drop-down menu, here we can create a new reusable attribute. So I will click on that. And for the internal name, well, this is going to be for controlling whether this object is replaceable or repairable. So I will call it com.ptc, and then let's call it repair_replace. And for the data type, you have Boolean selected by default, but I'm going to have this of the type string. And then for the display name, let's call this repair or replace. Then you can write a description. You can give it a logical identifier if you want, but this is everything that I need to create it underneath the reusable attributes. Let me click the OK button, and there you can see that we now have it listed in here. After we've created the reusable attribute, let's go back to Manage Types. And I want to first create this for my different WT parts. So let's scroll down in the list and then go to Part. And I'm selecting the part group, and that'll make it available to all the other different child types of part. And so here we have attributes listed in here. And I can scroll down, and by the way, in the previous video, I created tank system and forgot to change the display name. Let me take care of that while I am here. Let's first go to the actions menu and then choose edit. And then let's find that tank system, and I'll click on it. And here up at the top, we have display name. If you click on the little flag icon, that's for localize. And so for the master text, well, let's change that so that has a space in the name there. And if you want to localize it to different areas, you could do that as well. But I can also just type in tank system without the underscore for English or English in the United States. Hey, we can also do Control A and then Control C and then Control V just to, I don't know, that actually didn't save myself any typing. Anyhow, so that's how you can change the display name for an attribute. Let me click the OK button. Now I want to create my new attribute that uses that reusable attribute that I just made. So let's click on the new icon to create a new attribute. Oops, gives me a warning here. I need to save my work. Let's click on the Save button. That's good. Now let's go to the Create a New Attribute. And for the internal name, well, I'm just going to use what I put in before. Repair, replace. And then this is going to be a global attribute this time. Then we can click on the Next button. And that takes us to the form where we can choose the reusable attribute. So let's scroll down in here and find that one. And I created it in the parts list organizer group. Let's select the radio button and then click on the Next button. And here we have the set properties. And so for the display name, hey, let's correct that while we're at it. Let's put in a space and use the delete key. That way it doesn't have the underscore as it is displayed. You can write a description. Yes, I want this to be filterable. Hyperlinks, no, I don't need hyperlinks. Display value or default value display mode, let's choose none. Input field type, single line is good. Again, all this stuff is optional. You don't have to fill it in. Selection list style, hey, here we have, let's choose drop down. And then string length threshold for multiple line input. That really doesn't apply to me. So now I can click on the finish button. And here we have our attribute created. Like I did in the other video, let's go to the constraints tab. You can see that we already have a couple constraints that are already in here, like single valued and a string length capped at 500. Let's click on the plus button in order to add another constraint, and I will choose legal value list and then click the OK button. And then we can use the pencil icon to edit the legal values. And I only want 2 legal values in here. Either you repair this object or you replace the object. So let's put the 2 of them in here. Hit the plus sign once again, and then I can click the OK button. And there you can see the 2 different values in there. This is good. Let's hit the save button. And then I can click on done. And then we have in our list here, repair, replace as an attribute available to any different parts. That's good. So let's go back to the tab where I had my WT part. Let's hit the refresh button. So now you see that we have the additional attribute listed inside of here. Let's go to the Actions drop-down menu and then choose Checkout and Edit. And now in the Edit Part dialog box, we can choose from the drop-down list from the different attributes. We are going to repair this object when we have trouble with it. Now let's choose the check-in button. And I'm not going to write a comment. And the page refreshes, and there you can see that we have our value listed for our new global attribute. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more information, please visit www.creowindchill.com. If you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video, please click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be informed when new videos are uploaded. Thank you very much.